new chapter for NE protocol. EU scared to death as Liz Truss urged to put foot down over Article 16. The DUP looks set to call on Liz Truss to go nuclear with Brussels on the Northern Ireland Protocol as Brexit Britain and the European Union prepare to continue talks into the new year. The Democratic Unionist Party, DUP, will put pressure on Foreign Secretary Liz Truss, 46, to trigger Article 16 of the Northern Ireland Protocol in 2022. The news comes after Brexit Minister Lord David Frost, 56, sent a letter of resignation to Boris Johnson, 57, and cited opposition to the Prime Minister's COVID measures as the reason behind his departure from the Cabinet Office. Ms Truss, who campaigned for Britain to remain in the EU back in the 2016 referendum, will take over from Lord Frost as the UK's chief negotiator with the Brussels bloc. Despite the DUP's plan to heap the pressure on Whitehall, the UK government has pulled away from a more combative negotiation strategy with the European Union in recent weeks. Lord Frost, lauded as a hero by one Eurosceptic Tory MP, even accepted demands from the Brussels bloc for Ulster to remain subject to the European Court of Justice, ECJ. The DUP leader Sir Geoffrey Donaldson, 59, previously said it was unacceptable for judges in Luxembourg to dictate law in Northern Ireland. The Lagan Valley MP, who tested positive with COVID-19 on Tuesday, said, "It is not acceptable for Northern Ireland to have to accept laws and the jurisdiction of a court over which we have no control and in which we have no say." DUP sources suggest the move to a more hardline stance on the protocol comes as the Brexit-backing party prepares to defend their status as the largest party in Stormont. The government has already said that the threshold for triggering Article 16 has been met. Another added, "If this is still going on in the background during the election period, that would obviously create a whole world of complications, which aren't good for anyone." Sir Geoffrey held remote talks with Ms Truss on Tuesday afternoon shortly after the MP for South West Norfolk received her new Brexit brief. Since her appointment as Foreign Secretary in September, Liz Truss has said little about the European Union. Her speeches exalt the UK as the broker of a global network of liberty, listing alliances with scarcely any reference to the club of democracies on Britain's continental doorstep. That omission partly reflects the ideological temper of the Conservative Party, to which Ms Truss is highly sensitised. It also expressed divisions of Labour in the cabinet when David Frost was in charge of post-Brexit negotiations with Brussels. But since Lord Frost's resignation, the European portfolio has returned to the Foreign Office. Silence on the subject is no longer an option for the Secretary of State. Her first intervention has been to restate Britain's readiness to trigger Article 16 of the Withdrawal Agreement, suspending its operation, if grievances regarding the Northern Ireland Protocol are not satisfied. The terms demanded by Lord Frost for a renegotiation still stand. The pugnacious tone disappointed those who had hoped that a change in personnel indicated a new willingness to compromise. That prospect is not entirely lost. Ms Truss had to signal continuity in the negotiating position. Anything else would have caused a commotion on the Tory benches and destabilised an already wobbly government. That does not rule out a pragmatic shift in the coming months. The Foreign Secretary will not want Brexit to consume all of her political bandwidth, and the most efficient way to avoid that is to take her finger off the Article 16 trigger. There are two obstacles. One is Ms Truss's ambition, scarcely veiled, to succeed Boris Johnson in Downing Street. That will involve pandering to Europhobic sentiment among Tory grassroots and backbench MPs, at the expense of sound diplomacy. The second is the disparate way that Brexit scatters its consequences across Whitehall, beyond the institutional reach of the Foreign Office. At the strategic level, that is the correct base for the development of European relations. But Mr. Johnson's Brexit was drafted in defiance of strategic thinking. He has explicitly ruled Britain out of institutionalised foreign policy cooperation with Brussels-based foreign